Hey, fourth grade. Mrs. Kelly asked me to tell you about how I use math every day. As you guys know, I'm the art teacher, and you may not think about it, but in art, I have to use math all the time. I wrote down a list of how I use math at home and how I use math in the art room. First, let's start with at home. When I'm at home, I have to figure out a budget for my bills, how I pay for my house and groceries and power and water and things like that. When I'm gardening, I have to figure out how many plants I can fit in the space that I have. I have to help Luke with his math homework. He's learning multiplication, so I have to work with him on learning his multiplication. I also have to do math at home when I'm doing cooking. I have to figure out how much I need to make of each thing that I'm making so that we don't end up with too much of one thing. Another thing is home projects. Right now I'm putting carpet in my basement, so I had to figure out the square footage of my entire basement. So I had to measure and figure out as much carpet as I needed, and then I had to figure out how much it was going to cost. So all of those things involve using math at home. Now, as far as being an art teacher, you might not think that there's a lot of math involved, but there actually is a ton of math involved. There are 375 students in this school, and I have a certain amount of money that I can spend on that amount of students. It's a very small budget, so I have to really be careful not to overspend. I have to make sure each student gets the same amount of money as far as materials wise when I'm buying my supplies at the beginning of the year. I also have to count my supplies. There are about 22 students in each class. Depending on the grade, there's about 22 students in each class. Times 3, because there's 3 sections of each class. That's 66 students. So I have to make sure that I have enough supplies for all of those 66 students. When doing collage, I have to measure and cut paper. I have to use the paper cutter and get an exact amount so there's not a lot of wasted material. I'm not going to give you a whole sheet of paper for something that you just need to cut a little piece out of. So that's involving math as well. I have to keep track of time and keep on a schedule. If I just let you work all day, I wouldn't be able to fit all my classes in. So I have to make sure that I give you the right amount of time, and there's a allotted amount of time for cleanup at the end of class. So I use math every second of every day as an art teacher and as a homeowner and mom. So math is really important, and it's good to know for being an adult.